Hello and welcome to What I Eat in a Day as a Chronic Illness Baddie. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. On this day, I'd had horrible CPTSD related nightmares and I woke up in like body pain. So I didn't feel like doing anything, so I just had like a mango and a protein and fiber coffee for breakfast. And yes, I did eat that mango over the sink like a rabid animal because I deserve to feel happiness, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this was a slutty and delectable mango, and it was precisely what I deserved. This was actually the morning before my birthday, and I like woke up feeling so shitty that I canceled everything and decided that I was gonna take like this day to do nice things for myself and my birthday also, because I was like, yo, I was just not thriving on this day. Like, the joys of mental illness. Yo. Damn, I thought I already recorded this audio, but I guess I didn't and I fucked up, so now I'm doing it again. Anyway, this was just some whey protein powder. I prefer whey protein powder. I feel like often plant-based powders, they have like a weird texture or flavor that isn't even masked by whatever artificial sweet shit they put in there. But that's just me, and honestly, this is like 80 servings of protein powder, so I'm not gonna need to buy another one for like 2 years. So I fuck with that. Then it was time for my morning pills and ibuprofen because my body was screaming. Yeah. Then I hooked myself up to my TENS unit for a while and I watched some YouTube videos before I got ready to go. I've been really into Batty Bean's vlogs and like videos lately.
Anyway, and honestly, this evening is the best evening I have available to do so.
So listen, eventually I do have plans to buy like a little table for this mirror, but until then, this is it. Alright. I just wanted to show you, I guess, like my fit for the day. My ibuprofen kicked in. I booked like a Thai stretching massage last minute later, which is sick. And I try and get them like once a month. Sometimes I forget though in my body, like. Anyway, I really like it because it doesn't use oil and like, I feel like here sometimes like they load so much fragrance and everything and my skin is so sensitive I can't fucking do it. Anyway, I love this outfit. I just wanted to show you. So again, remember, for me, being protected from the sun is like most important. Got my little, wow, I just washed this mirror. Why does it already look like that? Why am I stupid? Why can't I clean a mirror? Anyway, Venus flytrap hat. Remedios Vardo inspired earrings that are giving me a lot of serotonin. Full black. I love this belt. I love like a floppy belt moment. I was looking at old pictures of David Bowie and in like 2000s era concert tour, he was wearing this belt with like the end all the way down here as if it was like a second dick, and I was like, real king into it. So we going floppy. And I got, literally buying oatmeal colored shoes in one of the most polluted cities on earth was an interesting choice, because, now they're gray shoes. And this is one of my favorite tote bags. It's like a take on the taro, but it's the strawberry. Love it. Yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm just like feeling kind of like shit about myself. My birthday is tomorrow, and I'm just like, I don't know, not feeling good, so I'm gonna take myself on a date today, do stuff that I like to do, and get beaten in the afternoon, which I need and deserve, quite frankly. Today oh yeah, I gotta put on lip shit. I'm literally only wearing SPF because I'm gonna have my face jammed into like the massage headrest later. And this is a lip oil from In Beauty Project. I just want to get through this. This is almost done, so And I got the Kayali Silk Sental wedding perfume on. I have a sample that's this big. It's pretty good. It's not really my style of perfume, so. But it does smell like very happy, which I need today, because I don't know, I was like tossing and turning all night. I had like weird nightmares about things that happened to me before CPTSD gang rise up. So anyway, this is what we doing today. Happy fucking birthday to me and my stupid body. And yeah, man, I got the birthday blues hardcore, but at least my fit hard. I love how wearing mostly one color just makes you look 8 feet tall. Like, I want to be the fattest slender man you've ever seen. What the fuck was that? Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna show you this, CDMX is full of, like, little-known museums. So I'm going to one that, like, I found by accident when I was fucking around on Google Maps today. So, vamos. Damn, I can't find my public transport card anywhere. So, wait, do I know where it is? Brain Blast? Damn, that, in Beauty Project lip oil, see, like, the pigment doesn't really evenly, but my lips do look nice, though. Anyway, wait, I think I remember where it is. Fucking Brain Blast, brother. Is it? Did I leave it? Yes, because remember when I went to La Lagunia? But in my head I've already adjusted to the idea of walking to the museum. It's about an hour, and they don't open for like an hour anyway, so I think it's about an hour, and I gotta take 2 metro lines, or it's an hour and I walk. So it's a beautiful morning. I didn't do yoga or exercise this morning because I was in despair. So maybe if I walk and generate some serotonin, now that the ibuprofen's kicked in. Oh, shout out to my bestie in Costa Rica for this little pin. Love you, Costa Rican bestie. He has the most fire nail sets you've ever seen. Anyway, let's walk to the museum. Then I was walking to the museum. I stopped in this park. I was texting with some people about how I felt like shit about myself. You can pause if you want to read it. If you don't care, you don't care. That's cool. Like, I'm just some dumb bitch on the internet. Like, it's not that deep. Anyway, I love the jacarandas. It's like the most beautiful time of year in Mexico. Then I went to this it's like a historic preserved house with like an art collection inside. It's the Casa Guillermo Tovar de Teresa. So like that just says entrada al museo, so that's like where you enter. That's something I really appreciate about Mexico, is they care a lot about like preserving arts and culture and history, and like making things like more accessible to people. So like there's a lot of shit you can see in the city actually that's just straight up free. So this was a beautiful preserved house from like back during the days of like Nueva España. That was when a bunch of the Americas were essentially were colonies of Spain. So like on one hand, I really appreciate like old places, old houses. I feel like we're living in this like Baudrillard hell modern world where everything is a facsimile of a facsimile of a facsimile, and I love to like experience things with deep roots. It makes me feel like I'm like a small part and like a broader history of man, and I love that. So this says, esta obra del pintor francés Edouard Pringret da cuenta de la cercanía con el arte que la familia de Teresa tuvo desde generaciones atrás. So it's like, there's a lot of works of, this is specifically the French painter Edouard Pingret, and it tells of like the nearness of like artistry that like this family had, and like how they love to collect art. So I'm in this house, there's a lot of art going back, like I think I saw some stuff from like the 1500s, 1600s, and 1700s. And like, just look at all of the beautiful stuff. So this is a beautifully preserved house. That's something I really appreciate about Mexico. They really like preserve their past, and like a lot of art museums, historical museums. Oh, look at that crown molding. I'm fucking bricked up for that crown molding and that chandelier. I love the play of like color, you know. And like, this was like a beautifully carved, and everything says cuida el arte. It's just like, take care of the art, like be careful of the art, don't fucking touch anything. Bro, I wanted to touch things so bad. I was like, bro, I wanted that fucking cookie so bad. Do you remember when like things were made with quality to like last the ages, instead of being like, you know, I was about to say instead of being made by slaves, but actually I think it's important when you visit like colonial era preserved sites to remember that like all of this wealth is pretty much derived from like slave labor. This is talking about a Chinese vase from Marco Polo that came over in like the 13th century. I just really fucked with that vase a lot. But anyway, what I was saying, like, when you look at this excess, it comes at the human cost of like hundreds of years of like slavery, exploitation, and essentially genocide, which we don't call genocide, we just call it like colonialism, because I guess we don't want to feel bad about ourselves. Oh yeah, this look, aliens. I found proof of aliens. I did it. Put me on Ancient Aliens. Get me in there with that dude with the hair, bro. I found proof. 100% aliens. Alright, yeah, so this is Jose Agustin Arrieta. So this was a cool painting. It's basically showing a mix of like native and like European like accoutrement and like food on a table. That's what this I didn't read it directly, like, but I didn't translate it directly, but that's like the vibes. So like, one thing they said it showed was like a European coffee maker, which I thought was cool. Look at this crown molding. Are you not bricked up right now? Like, this is how I would live if I had infinite money. But again, like, when you see these things, they did come at the cost of like essentially like grave loss of life. But I mean, if I think about it, you know, that never really stopped, because as I'm recording this, like, all the clothes I'm wearing came from like ASOS and Old Navy, and all of that was likely also made by slaves. So like, you know, history is a flat circle. Man, like, I'm reading this book right now, Las Venas Abiertas de América Latina por Eduardo Galeano. That's The Open Veins of Latin America by Eduardo Galeano, and it's like the history of the colonization of the Americas, like, from the perspective, I believe he's like an Ecuadorian man, and he was like a famous reporter in his time. And like, it's just like, we're really not taught about like the true human cost of what our governments have done, because I think if like you truly understand like the centuries of evil which have occurred, you have like no choice but to weep. Anyway, this library fucked. Loved this library. Yeah, so this was just talking more about the collection. So, like, uno de las pasiones del coleccionista Guillermo Tobar de Teresa fue la fotografía. And it says he had more than, like, I can't read it from here, my screen's tiny. But he had, like, thousands and thousands of, like, prints of different kinds. And they talk about daguerreotypes, which is, like, an old school kind of photography. Yeah, these were some pictures of, like, parts in the centro of Ciudad de Mexico. This was really dope. So I was actually talking to like the people who work there a little bit, and like, yeah, like, it's just, It also has a good vibe as like a historic house. Like sometimes you go into these old houses and they don't have good vibes. This is actually very Arab to me. I'm not an expert. But you know, the Moors colonized Spain for 800 years, and I believe they brought a lot of their architecture, which became baked into Spanish culture, which Spain brought when they colonized the Americas. To have like these indoor courtyards, like you can see houses like rich families in like the Middle East and like the Levant, like they'll often have like these big houses with like these indoor gardens in the middle. It's just super Arab to me. If I don't think there was a fountain in this one, but to have it be centered around a fountain is like incredibly Moorish. Look at how big that fucking leaf was. That was a sick ass leaf. Like, you can't tell me it's not a sick ass leaf. I was really thriving down here. I'm looking at the flowers, looking at the trees, and keep in mind, this is in the middle of like a busy city. And like, when you're in such like the urbanized space, it's so important to find like beautiful green spaces like this. Yeah, this was cool. This was like hashtag Jardín Secreto. That means like secret garden. And yeah, I was just vibing down here. Like, I don't know, there's something about being around some nice trees. Like, Tolkien was so right for like so many things. Oh yeah, who's your favorite character in Lord of the Rings? I really fuck with Tom Bombadil because I really fuck with like the vibe of supposedly being like incredibly powerful but just using it to fuck around. Like that's who I am. Yo, like look at how tall wearing all black makes you look. Like I'm a fat bitch, right? But like I'm on that fat slender man shit. Like Twiggy who. It's giving Ozempic. But yeah, no, I was just thriving. Oh yeah, then so today, remember, I woke up and my body hurt and I TENS united and took ibuprofen. Then it was time to take the Metrobus to another neighborhood where my massage is at. I'm gonna stay loyal to my massage lady because she beats me so good. A lot of people say in Mexico City that, like, at least I know a lot of foreigners are like scared to take public transportation. I don't know, have you considered being scared of like the inevitable passage of time? Mankind's inability to learn from the past? The tendency of all things to slide towards entropy? Ooh, I got a seat that day. I was flexing on y'all that I actually got a fucking seat on the Metrobus, like, princess shit. So, you saw I didn't really eat this morning, but I'd walked like 4 miles and I was like kind of hungry, so I sat at a cafe with intents of like writing in my journal and eating this croissant. Spoiler alert, I did not write shit, and I ate like 3/4 of that croissant and stared at the rest of it in like a battle of wills. Yeah. My appetite was not on. She was feeling extra traumatized today, you know? Sometimes it'd be like that. But, yeah, this was an iced cappuccino. Did I already say that? I don't know what the fuck is going on. Oh, also, sorry if you can hear, like, loud noises out of my street. When I'm recording this, you're not gonna see it for, like, a month or two, but it's Semana Santa in La Ciudad ahora. Y, like, you'd think, like, usually the Chilangos fucking leave for holidays, but shit's still mad loud out here, and I'm like, what? Like, it's the holidays, bitch. Like, leave. Por favor. Oh, man, the best time to be in the city is, like, the week between Christmas and New Year's because everybody gone, and it's just me and this beautiful city to myself. I love her. Yeah, like, you see, I could not really finish that. I'm trying to get, like, more, like, recover from, like, my ED past and, like, get more comfortable with, like, honoring my hunger cues, but also trying to keep, like, a food schedule, but also trying to eat in a way that, like, I don't know, man. Anyway, I stopped in the shop just to look at the vintage stuff.
Esta es la más grande. Ya más grande no hay. Es 3X.
Ah, tal vez.
A ver, pruébatela.
Pero a veces cosas de hombres porque ellos no tienen esto. Hearing my own voice speaking Spanish back to me makes me want to hang myself. Like, I wish I didn't have to speak any language, you know? Why couldn't I have just been, like, a flatworm? Do you know flatworms in the ocean, they have, like, equal reproductive rights? So, like, they're all hermaphrodites, and, they do this thing called, like, penis fencing, and whoever stabs anyone gets to be pregnant. Yeah, aren't you glad you know that? Anyway, I went to, I would impregnate a man right now, like, anyway. This was a Korean, this was, like, I got home and I was, like, starving to death, after my massage, and, I just had this, like, corn dog in the air fryer. This was one of those funky, like, honey butter cheese ones. Oh, and I watched the Oscar Wilde, YouTube video by Kazra.
Sounds like. Oscar Wilde was the very picture of what a stereotypical gay man became. Effete, artistic, witty, eccentric, and lavishly dressed. But also a
Same.
threat to the heart of masculinity and
Hell yeah,
safe
brother.
heterosexual social bounds. Because
Yo, on this night, I did not want to cook shit whatsoever, but I realized that all I had today was, like, a mango, a protein coffee, 3/4 of a croissant, and a corn dog. So I was like, let's make, like, a Mediterranean, like, I just did some sumac yogurt. Maybe that's, like, a capacious amount of sumac or whatever. I didn't use that word right. Whatever. I have no respect for this language. I was excited because I used up a yogurt container, which means that I could use it to store things. And eventually I want to be at a point where I don't need to buy Ziploc bags anymore. Anyway, I roasted up some eggplant, some broccoli, and some green tomatoes, and some spices, and I put that shit on that bed of yogurt, and I ate it with the stale bolillo. Bolillo is, like, just, like, the bread. That's what they call that roll in, like, Ciudad de Mexico, and there's, like, a lot of, like, jokes about, like, Chilangos, which is, like, the name for people in Mexico City, but not all of them. I don't know, I've gotten a couple different explanations, but, like, that's how it be in Mexico anyway. But, yeah, that bread was kind of stale, so I figured I would, like, dip it in the yogurt and the vegetables, and, I put all my pickled red onions on there, because you know how we do here. Of course, I dropped my phone, because you also know how we do here. This was, like, a really healthy and light and pleasant Mediterranean meal, and I was really excited to finish up my pickled red onions, because the next day I think I used that jar to make, like, a shaken protein coffee. I need more jars of things. Like, I need to buy, like, some pasta sauces or, like, something that comes in a jar, because I really need more glass jars. Yeah, that was my dinner. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, this is day 1 of my, like, 2-day birthday self-care. I promise that in the next video I was feeling a lot better. Like, my bestie really came through for me and, like, took care of me and made me feel super loved on my birthday, which is I have not often felt very loved in my life, to be honest with you. So, like, I really appreciate it when it comes through. Like, you know, I don't know, I don't only want to, like, bitch, because I know my life is, like, you know, pretty good, but, like, I just have some problems. But I don't want to, like, it's, like, a delicate balance, because I want to be, like, real with y'all, and I don't want to, like, lie. Like, I really hate it when people come here on Alan Turing's internet being like, I've solved existential dread. If you pay me $9.95, you'll no longer feel the horrors. I'm like, we must embrace the horrors, because, like, without the horrors, like, what are the ecstasies, bro? Like, not to be, like, a Cenobite at you. Or actually, you know what? Fuck yeah, I'm, like, call me Fat Pinhead. Oh, God. Anyway, I thought this was gonna be the end of the video, but then it wasn't, because I became ravenous later in the night, and I walked to Oxxo, and I got a Diet Coke, and these, Tostitos, it's like Sabor Salsa Verde, these are my favorite snack food in the fucking world, and I just ate that. I dipped that shit in some Greek yogurt, because that was all I had, and I just had, like, Diet Coke, probably, like, about half of that bag, and some chips. And, yo, nothing hits like salsa verde tostitos. I imagine you can get them in other countries, but I don't know because I haven't been to, like, every other country. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.